Welcome into episode 17 of Plead Your Case. Today we've got the next segment of the Pick'em Playoff.
And Latvia, to me, doesn't show much. If Latvia were to come in and win this game, they're going to be relying heavily off of goaltending.
We're going to go over some Olympic men's hockey. Because the United States has dealt with that adversity, I think that gives them the upper hand. And a storied rivalry, Duke versus Kentucky, which is the greatest basketball program of all time.
I can't believe you just said best freshman ever. Are you kidding? Did you forget about Zion Williamson?
Don't go anywhere. Plead Your Case is next.
Welcome into Plead Your Case, Waynesburg Community Television's national sports debate show, now expanding outside the realm of the Power 4 sports. All our panelists will expand into the depths of professional sports while speaking on the newest sports topics each week. We're also bringing new mini-segments like I Got Something to Say, State of the Union, Pick 'em Pools, while even bringing back a popular mini-segment, the 5 and 5. Here at PYC, we plan to create debates, create memories, and the best takes possible for you, the viewer. No one is safe. Every opinion, every angle will be challenged and discussed to further detail. So sit back, relax. It's now time to plead your case.
One of the biggest questions in college basketball: who is the greatest program, Duke or Kentucky? I'm Stone Manges alongside Brady, Donovan, and Tyler Walls. They are going to duke it out here today, and they are going to try to decide, or at least talk out, who the greatest basketball program is of all time. So I'm going to start here with Brady in the middle. Brady, just answer it for me.
Notice how you said duke it out. Duke, just saying he said duke it out. Duke's the best college basketball program ever. 71.6 win percentage of all time, ever. 23-58 to 935 record of all time. 24-time regular season conference champion. 28-time tournament conference champion. 5-time NCAA tournament winner. 18 Final Fours. Ranked in the AP poll top 25 53 different times. 34 total All-Americans. And the last time that they had a losing season was in 1994 and 1995. And why? Because Coach K ruptured a disc in his back celebrating, so he couldn't be their coach. That was the last time that they had a losing season.
All right, Tyler, what do you think, Duke or Kentucky?
So to rival that point, you said, okay, they have 2,358 wins. That is simply not better than Kentucky. Kentucky has 2,443 wins. They have more all-time wins. They have a better winning percentage than Duke has all-time. They have 4 coaches with a national championship, while Coach K has won all the national championships for Duke. One coach doesn't make you a better program. A program is about the history all the way back to 1948 when Kentucky has won 8 national championships up to 2012. Duke, for say, they have a new coach and they haven't won a national championship. John Calipari, before he stepped down, was the last national championship coach for Kentucky.
That's terrible. That's terrible because Kentucky right now is unranked. They are 6th in the SEC, who is in a terrible conference, by the way, a very weak conference. The SEC has one team over 20 wins this season, and it is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, of all teams. The ACC, which has Duke, has 5 teams this year with 20-plus win seasons.
So you said SEC is the worst conference in basketball.
I didn't say it was the worst. I said it was weak.
It was weak this year, but last year, didn't they have the most teams in the NCAA tournament? And aren't they projected to have 10 teams in the NCAA tournament this year? Making them one of the best conferences in the nation, making them the best conference in the nation?
Okay, all right. Let's get off of this conference talk. You know, Coach K, obviously one of the greatest coaches of all time, but as Tyler mentioned, Duke has won all of their national championships only with Coach Krzyzewski. But if you look at the record, I mean, undeniably, one of the greatest coaches of all time, over 1,100 wins, 5 ACC Time Coach of the Year, 3 Naismith Coach of the Year trophies, and 2 CBS Coach of the Year trophies, and the list goes on and on. One of the greatest coaches that we've ever seen, up there with Wooden and Roy Williams for some of the greats. But I have a question for you guys. Is Duke's case, is their legacy built only on Coach K?
If it is, so be it. I mean, the guy is the greatest coach of all time. You just read some of the stats. Say what you want about Coach Rupp, fantastic coach, Hall of Fame coach. He is no Coach K. He's no Coach Krzyzewski.
I'll agree with you there. I mean, I see Coach K as one of, if not the best coach of all time. But when we're looking at Rupp, He also has only, 9,448 wins, I think?
9,000.
Whoa, not 9,000.
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
900.
Information about Coach Rupp. Coach Rupp does not have 9,000 career wins. We just want to clarify that for our viewers.
He has 948 wins. Sorry. Yes, it's less than Coach K, but he also has the 4 national championships, one less than Coach K, at the best college program of all time in Kentucky.
See, and that's when you kind of get into this slippery slope here with Rupp, because he played in a time where basketball was not even close to like it was today. 5 of the national championships that Kentucky won, 4 of them with Rupp, were before the NCAA adopted the three-point line.
That's basketball. Basketball changes. Basketball evolves. We see the gather step in today's game. The gather step wasn't allowed back then. You could take 2 steps to get called for a travel.
I just want to say the gather step is a travel, by the way. It's not. It shouldn't be allowed, and I disagree with the NBA and all that. And speaking of the NBA, Kentucky, they've got a ton of first-round picks in their history, and not only first-round picks, but first overall picks. If you look at the list here, Duke, they've got 6 all-time number 1 overall picks, and Duke has 3. There's no doubt that in terms of NBA player legacy, that these 2 colleges do it better than some of the rest of the colleges in college basketball. So, question for you guys: would you rather have Duke college legends like Leitner and Redick, or would you rather have NBA success like Kentucky has with AD, Booker, Wall? And what would you rather have, Tyler?
I would rather have Kentucky's, basically, because they're notified as guard university. If you draft a Kentucky guard, they're going to be successful. Look at Tyrese Maxey this season. 31 points per game playing alongside Joel Embiid, Paul George, VJ Edgecombe. That is simply the best guard university in the nation. But also John Wall, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, and then not to mention the best college freshman of all time, Anthony Davis. I mean, National Player of the Year, National Champion, SEC Player of the Year, SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Recorded 186 blocks in a season, 20 double-doubles, and 38-2 in his freshman season as a team. That's unheard of for a freshman.
I can't believe you just said best freshman ever. Are you kidding? Did you forget about Zion Williamson? Are you kidding me? Anthony Davis
National champion?
over Zion? No, you're crazy. No. And say what you want about Kentucky with their success. The NBA holds no water in this argument. It is not about NBA success with the programs. It is about who is the best program ever. The NBA has nothing to do with this.
Hold on. He just mentioned having NBA pipeline in Kentucky and
Well,
Duke.
I know what he said.
So that's why I referenced that.
I know what he said.
We were building off
But this
that.
holds no water.
Yes, it does.
Wait, no, it does not.
College is supposed to prepare you for the
That
league.
means
College
nothing.
isn't end all or be all.
Okay,
it is a preparation.
I've got 2 more questions for you guys. When I say greatest program of all time, what does that come down to? National championships, college success, Final Four appearances. What does that mean?
I think it comes down to dominance. And whether it be over a long period of time or for the past 35 years like Duke, I have to give it to Duke. I have to. They, under Coach K, in his 42 years as a coach, at one point in time, they were ranked number 1 21 seasons. So half of the time that he was their coach, at one point in time, they were ranked first in the nation.
I agree with you with dominance, but here's the thing. At Kentucky, Sweet 16, that's a disappointment. If you're at Kentucky and you don't reach the Final Four, you're a disappointed team. Kentucky fans look at it like this. Say you lose in the round of 32 for 3 straight years like Coach Calipari did. You're gone. Mark Pope came in to build that legacy. He reached the Sweet 16. That was a disappointing year. But Kentucky has had season after season of success, beating Duke 13 times and only losing to them 11, keep in mind. They have a better.
What does that have to do with anything? We're talking about 2 games here.
Okay, Kentucky has been dominating across all eras, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, all the way to the 2010s, while Duke was mid in the 80s.
Oakland and St. Peter's?
I mean, you want to talk about your dominance here. Kentucky's second national championship ever. They beat Oklahoma State 46-36. Yeah, let's give it up. Let's give it up for basketball dominance here.
There was no three-point line, and my final claim for this is Duke may have had the greatest coach of all time and single greatest coach, but Kentucky has had the greatest overall program legacy. They are the most complete college basketball program of all time.
Brady, 5 words that describes Duke and why they're the greatest program. He gave us his. Why is Duke the greatest? Final sentence here.
Dominance.
Dominance.
Dominance. Dominance. Dominance.
You heard it here first. Some compelling arguments from both of these two. I mean, will this question ever be answered? I don't think so. Thank you to T. Walls and Brady Donovan for coming up here on the desk. Next, we've got the Pick'em playoffs, so don't go anywhere. You're watching PYC.
Another round of Pick'ems is here. Tyler Aaron defeated Cade Henderson last week, and now we got 2 more opponents up on the desk. I'll be your mediator, Seth Adams, and I got Richie Dininni and Paul Sembower. Guys, we're going to get right into it with men's college hoops. Kansas, number 8, versus Oklahoma State. You guys got 30 seconds. Paul, go.
Kansas has been very efficient with scoring, although Oklahoma does have better three-point shooting. Kansas is going to be very decisive with the basketball, and they're going to play offensively. For example, Melvin Council Jr. is averaging 34.6 a game for scoring points. That's outlandish, so I have Kansas taking the cake here.
Look at that. Got it in time. Richie, go. Your defense.
Kansas overall has been a very dominant team this year. Although they're lower on the rankings compared to being in the top 5, I think they're still a very underrated team to look at, and they're going to be strong. Give me Kansas against Oklahoma State this weekend.
Now, by the time we're filming this, since there's really nothing going on this week in sports with the Olympics and NHL hockey, some of this stuff we decided a couple days ago. So we're going to go through some of the men's hockey now, and it's over, but they submitted this a couple days before the game actually happened, right? So let's get into it. It was men's hockey. It was Czechia versus Denmark. Who did you think was going to win this one, Rich?
I think Czechia is going to win it over Denmark. I think Czechia has better team overall, stronger offensively, more depth on their roster, while Denmark doesn't have as much roster depth as you would want. They're going to rely heavily on goaltending and defense. Give me Czechia.
You know, with Denmark, Czechia hasn't really looked that spectacular this year. With a weak victory over France, the team is sandwiched in between losses to Canada and Switzerland. Denmark hasn't really looked stellar either, but at the end of the day, their hopes of the playoffs here are on the line. So they got to play to the best of their ability. I think everything's going to come together, so give me Denmark.
All right, well, we're going to go back to college hoops now. Arizona 4 versus BYU 23. Paul, who do you got in this one?
I got BYU. AJ Dabansta has been amazing this year. He's averaging 24.4 points a game, alongside Robbie Wright III, Richie Saunders, and they just have an overall lethal offense, and Arizona doesn't even match the offense. Brandon Burris is their best scorer and has 15.7 points per game. So give me BYU.
Rich?
Give me Arizona, the second to last undefeated team in the nation behind Miami of Ohio. They have been balanced all year in scoring. They've been efficient at scoring. They've had injury issues, and they've been able to overcome those. And they're still a strong team despite losing 2. Give me Arizona over BYU.
All right, and we're going to go back to men's hockey now. Sweden versus Latvia. The winner is going to play the United States. Richie, who do you got?
Give me Sweden. They have a greater depth over a large amount of talent. And Latvia, to me, doesn't show much. If Latvia were to come in and win this game, they're going to be relying heavily off of goaltending and quick opportunities. I don't think that's going to work in this matchup. Give me Sweden.
I also pick Sweden. The Latvians have only scored 7 times through only 3 games and have the personnel to play a defensive brand of hockey to stay competitive against the superior Swedes. Both teams have also experienced NHL goaltenders on the roster, and Sweden hasn't been overly efficient with an 11th ranked 7.5 team shooting percentage. So I think you just got to give me Sweden overall.
All right, and we got one more for hockey still. We're going to go with the women's side. 2 dominant powerhouses between the United States and Canada. Our last one, Paul, who do you got?
This is USA's year to lose it all. This is their gold medal match. It's basically given to them. The U.S. has been extremely dominant. They haven't allowed a goal in 16 periods. Like I said, this is their gold medal to lose. USA is bringing it home.
That's right.
USA is their year to win it for women's. They have scored 30-plus goals, outscoring opponents 31-30 throughout these games. 5 consecutive shutouts, and overall they have shown a dominance, and they are a powerhouse in this. I don't see Canada standing a chance against the USA. We already saw this matchup earlier this year. We're going to see a similar outcome here.
Well, gentlemen, good luck. Pretty good picks on both sides. I guess we'll see who wins that one. Reminder, Tyler Aaron did beat Kate Henderson, so the bracket is almost done. But that's going to do it for us. We're going to have some more hockey coming right at you right here on Plead Your Case.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Mia Hinkins, and welcome to Buell Hall, home of Waynesburg University's Department of Communication. If you visit our campus, you'll have the opportunity to attend some comm classes, enjoy lunch with our students, and watch us in action. We hope to see you here soon at Waynesburg University.
To schedule your personal visit, go to waynesburg.edu/admissions/schedule-visit. Come grow with us.
Welcome back to Plead Your Case. This next segment is talking about the NHL and the Olympics, and it's heating up right now, getting very close to the end. I'm here on the desk, joined by Tyler Aaron and Stone Manges. Our first piece of talking about this is Group B, and Group B features Slovakia, Finland, Sweden, and Italy. This group, the top 3 especially, very, very close. All finished with the same record, same amount of points. Slovakia came out on top because of the goal differential, and as well as Finland right behind them, clinching those 3 and the 4th of the top 4 seeds. Just, Tyler, I'll start with you. Speaking about why is this group so tight-knit?
Well, first off, they're all very similar teams because these are all 3 teams where there is about half NHL players and half non-NHL players, especially for Slovakia. I know Finland and Sweden are mostly all NHL players, if not all, but some of these other teams in that preliminary Group B don't really have that NHL talent, which goes to show, with there not being NHL talent on some of these teams like Italy, Group C, Denmark, there's not many, Latvia too as well. It does spark the question, should NHL players really be in the Olympics? Because I know it's best on best, but these teams, they're just kind of hung out to dry and just playing hockey just to play hockey.
Well, to answer your question about the NHLers being best on best in the Olympics, I think that you would be doing a disservice to the world by not sending these NHLers to play in the Olympic Games. I mean, to go and play for your country, that is the greatest honor. We see this with all of the other Olympic athletes. Why can't the NHLers do it? The MLB in the 2028 Olympics, this is something that they're trying to do. They're trying to implement where the MLBers are playing in the Olympics. The NFL players, they'll be playing in the Olympics for flag football. So to take away the NHLers playing best on best in the Olympics, I just don't think you can do that. For years, we were asking for it to come back. The last time we had it was in Sochi 2014, and those couple Olympics where it was just the college kids, the minor leaguers playing. Yeah, it was cool, but to see Tkachuk and Crosby and McDavid and Celebrini and these young guys play, I think, like I said, it would be a disservice to not have them in the Olympics.
Yeah, but with the NHL players, they play in pretty great big environments. You look at Italy, they're playing in a not even finished arena right now. Neutral zone is a couple feet shorter than what an NHL ice surface is. Mm-hmm. The locker room conditions are terrible. There's a video around on Team USA. Matthew Tkachuk sitting in the middle of the locker room on a folding chair, and all of his hockey equipment is all around him. And then they already have plans out for next Olympics, and they're playing in like a soccer arena is what it is. And it's literally like a giant pitch, and then the hockey rink is right in the middle of it. It makes zero sense to me. So I feel like with NHL players, it's hard for the Olympics. I understand why the NHL stopped letting players go to the Olympics for that 12-year period of not letting anyone go to the Olympics.
So with that being said, Canada and the United States both finished undefeated in their groups. They were the number 1 team for each. Canada finished off as the number 1 team overall in the final bracket. Is Canada the team to beat, Stone?
I think they are, but you can't look at the United States and not at least put them in the conversation. With Connor Hellebuyck in net, the United States easily has a chance to take down this Canadian team. The United States, they dealt with some adversity in the first couple games. They had a tough game against Latvia. They had a tough game against Germany and Denmark in their pool play. So they've got that adversity. Now Canada, they did outscore their opponents 20-3. But because the United States has dealt with that adversity, I think that gives them the upper hand.
Yeah, I think definitely Canada is the team to beat in this scenario, but I wouldn't count out teams like the United States, Finland, Sweden. I mean, Finland won gold last Olympics, and I understand that there wasn't NHL players, but you still can't roll them out right now at this point.
Do you trust Jordan Binnington, though, is my only thing. I mean, we saw him.
I think you do.
We saw him in the Four Nations whenever the United States played Canada in those 2 games, let up some shaky goals, as did Hellebuyck, but I think he's been the stronger goalie of the 2 in the Olympics.
I don't know, because Binnington has played well in front of a great cast of characters in front of them, and that's really what Canada does. They're very deep offensively and defensively. So I do understand your point there, but I think that Binnington can handle the pressure very well. We saw it multiple times in St. Louis throughout his career. I know right now he has that trade rumors all around him on whether or not he'll be staying in St. Louis or not, but I really think Binnington is up for the pressure here.
Well, if the United States, if they can keep it close, keep the pressure up, force Canada to press, create some defensive gaps for that Canadian team, force Hellebuyck into making some saves, force Binnington into making some saves, I think that Canada could be in some trouble here if that's the case, if the United States can keep it close and shut down those first 2 or 3 lines for Canada.
That is the question. The United States are still awaiting their opponent in this quarterfinal round. Obviously, we know who Canada is going to play. They're playing against Czechia in the first round, and then Switzerland will battle out against Finland, and then Slovakia against Germany. Slovakia's offense really has been the reason why they won that group. Juraj Slafkovský especially was a massive piece in that group. Do you think that some of these NHLers that aren't getting a lot of media attention, the massive kind of spotlight, are now finally getting that chance here in the Olympics? Or is it more of just the cast of characters around them that is giving them that opportunity?
I think for the people that you don't hear that much typically in the NHL media, it is a good opportunity for them to really come up to light. Because you mentioned Slafkovský. I barely hear about him as a Montreal Canadian just because he's almost like a depth forward in that aspect. And it's great to see him doing very well here in the Olympics. I mean, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points in 3 games. He's currently tied for 6th place in the men's Olympics in points. And another guy to mention for Team Canada, Macklin Celebrini, you've been hearing a lot more about him just because of how stellar of a season he's been having in San Jose. And for him to be able to come to Canada and really elevate his game into this brand new level, I think it's great for the young kid.
It is great for the younger guys that don't get a lot of attention, but I think at the end of the day, it comes down to the star players. Connor McDavid for Canada, Austin Matthews for the United States. You mentioned Slovakia, Dostal in goal, David Pastrnak. At the end of the day, if these guys can't go out there and score goals, put pucks in net, create opportunities on offense, then they're not going to get the job done.
So with that being said, we have obviously the quarterfinals checked out. And the betting favorites are obviously the United States and Canada and in the gold medal game. Tyler, I'll start with you. Canada's the betting favorite. Do they actually come out and win gold this time with the NHL players back on ice?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you look at what Team USA has done, because I really think that's going to be your gold medal game. It's going to be Canada-USA. And you look at what Team USA did, it's pretty much a carbon copy of what the Four Nations team was, who did beat Canada in that round-robin event, but then couldn't beat them in the gold medal game that went to overtime. I really think it is going to be close, but Canada is better offensively, defensively. The USA probably has a little bit of the upper hand when it comes to goaltending, because I would prefer a guy like Connor Hellebuyck on my team more than Jordan Binnington. But I've already said my 2 cents about Jordan Binnington. But again, I'm going to stick here with the Maple Syrup Nation and go with Team Canada.
Play Freebird, man. Play Freebird.
No.
The United States, this is a gritty team. And yes, Canada, they do have the high-flying power of McDavid, Celebrini, Crosby, McKinnon, Makar. The list goes on. But the United States, they've got gritty, scrappy guys like Matthew Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, Austin Matthews. The list goes on in terms of scrappiness for the United States. So again, I think if the United States can keep this close, force Binnington to make some saves, put him in some positions where he has to move left to right and create some opportunities on the power play, the United States is going to come away with gold this year. And they are going to sweep men's and women's, by the way.
Yeah.
The women, they are playing unbelievably. The goaltending there, it's been great. 4 lines that can go out there, forecheck, create chances. Men's and women's United States are going to come away with gold.
That would be something that has never happened in USA hockey history. The men and the women both capturing gold in the same year. Team USA trying to pull off a gold medal in men's hockey for the first time since Lake Placid in 1980. So that's going to wrap it up for the hockey segment. Coming up next, Brady Donovan, Tyler Aaron in the final segment of our show, the best and worst uniforms in Power 4 sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Plead Your Case.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final segment of episode 17 of Plead Your Case. It is Brady Donovan alongside with Tyler Aaron, and we will be discussing our favorite, least favorite, and even some most iconic jerseys in the Big Four sports in the United States. So, TA, I'm going to kick it off with your favorite MLB jersey. I know you have an NL and an AL, so kick it off with whatever one you would like.
All right, so I will kick it off with the AL. This is America's pastime. When I think baseball, I think pinstripes. So my AL pick is the New York Yankees home jersey. And then my NL pick is the Chicago Cubs home jersey. Because you can't go wrong with pinstripes. It's clean, very simplistic on both of those jerseys. It's just, the Cubs logo right here, the Yankees logo right here. On white jerseys, it's either blue stripes or a navy blue stripe. The only thing that I give the Cubs more than the New York Yankees, though, is the Chicago Cubs put their players' last names on the back of the uniforms, and the Yankees do not. And I like that touch more because if I'm playing for a team, I want my last name on the back of my uniform.
Well, an interesting take that you go double pinstripe. New York Yankees is definitely the most iconic baseball uniform. I think we can all agree on that. When you think of baseball, you think of the New York Yankees, and you think of the white pinstripes. However, my favorite is the Philadelphia Phillies powder blues. The powder blues with the maroon P and the maroon stripes going down the sleeves. Oh, man, that jersey's fantastic. Then for my AL, I'm going to have to go with the powder blue again. I'm going with the powder blue Kansas City Royals. I mean, I'm a sucker for powder blue.
For powder blue?
I am a sucker
It's
for
a cool
powder
color,
blue.
isn't it?
Oh,
I
it's
love
fantastic.
it.
So we're going to move over to the NBA here. So, TA, give me your favorite NBA jersey.
The Chicago Bulls. Just their basic set, their white home jerseys and then their red jerseys. Because, I hope you've seen the Bulls jerseys. It says Bulls on the front, and it's great big bold letters, and their numbers on the front, they're huge as well underneath. So you could read them. Like if I'm a fan watching or I'm watching on television, I'll be able to read, the numbers on the front and the back of the uniform. And plus, when you think back in the day in icons, you think Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. And just those uniforms, they're so iconic and so revolutionary to the culture here in the United States. So I really think that the Bulls are 100% it.
Yeah, my favorite NBA jersey is the Toronto Raptors purple jersey with the dribbling raptor. I think that's the best logo in all of basketball. In the purple and the red, just I don't know what it is, but it ties together. It shouldn't. It's one of the things that shouldn't work together, but it does.
I like their logo.
Yeah.
Their logo suits well with the purple.
Yeah. So we're going to move over to NFL. So give me your favorite NFL jersey.
The Los Angeles Chargers. Their home and away jerseys. I love the rebrand that they did. The powder blue is a god tier color, like how you said with the MLB
powder
stuff.
blue, man.
It's awesome. Yellow shoulder bolts, perfectly done, like coming right out of like their neck. It looks like the helmets look great. I love that they add their jersey numbers on the helmet, so it's a little bit more tailored toward the player. And again, the color scheme of blue, white, and gold, you can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick with the powder blue again. I'm going with the Houston Oilers.
Okay.
With the old logo, the powder blue. Oh, man, it's fantastic. Powder blue, I love powder blue, man. It's my favorite color scheme to ever grace any sport. It works with every uniform and every color. I don't know what it is, but man, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's going to wrap it up for the NFL. So NHL. And you're the hockey guy. So this means a lot to you.
It does.
So give me your best NHL uniform.
Okay. Well, I think I have a pretty good indication of what yours is going to be.
I mean,
I want to take a guess, but in my opinion, the best NHL uniform is the Montreal Canadiens home and away jersey. Just because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's a reason why the Montreal Canadiens have worn these jerseys for the last 100 years of their existence. And they've never changed them. They've changed the logo a couple times, but other than that, it's the blue stripe right down the center with the logo right in front of it, and then you have the accent marks going around. It's a beautiful jersey. I mean, it's just too iconic to the sport of hockey.
Yeah, and iconic. That's kind of relating back to the New York Yankees pinstripes. I mean, when you think of NHL, you think of the Montreal Canadiens and all their dominance, 27 championships. I mean, just an iconic jersey overall for my NHL. Do you want to guess?
It has to be the 2008 Winter Classic jersey for the Penguins.
It is the 2008.
I knew it.
Pittsburgh Penguins
you kept
Winter
on saying
Classic
powder blue for every single
powder
one.
blue. Those Winter Classic jerseys, I think, are the best jerseys ever to ever be created, to ever be stitched on anything. I think that they're the most beautiful jersey to ever be worn by an NHL team. And that being said, we're going to wrap here. We are officially done. Thank you, Tyler, for giving me your favorite jerseys. I know we had a little bit of a different approach. I went with more classics, and you went current. But that's going to do it all for Plead Your Case. Stay tuned for next week. Have a great one.